Hi everyone, I'm Brian Davis. Welcome to the channel. In this episode, we're going back to the Zainab. We've been busy filming recently quite a few wrecks. We like to go a couple of times just so we make sure we cover the whole wreck and get lots of good footage. But we went back to the Zainab recently because we found 3 or 4 anchors on there which we wanted to recover and claim our salvage rights, and we've had particularly good visibility, so I thought we'd just make another video on the Zainab. She is one of the favourite wrecks in Dubai, so I thought people would like to see more of her. I highly recommend anyone who dives in the UAE and wants to dive on the Dubai coast to actually go to the Zainab. It is a really nice wreck, and if you want to see more on the history of the wreck and what happened, I suggest you go back and see my earlier video on the Zainab. So I hope you enjoy this. We enjoyed diving her, and I'll talk to you at the end. It's another beautiful September day, no wind at all, and we set off through the Dubai Creek. I never get tired of going through the creek. It's a 20-25 minute passage and we're in the open sea. On the left here you can see the entrance to Mina Rashid Marina, which is where we're going to move the boat at the end of the year. It's just much more convenient for us because when we come back we have to travel up the Dubai Canal because the floating bridges is closed. So we'll save a lot of time. It also means we can go out based on tides rather than floating bridge schedules. Obviously, you know, we use scooters. We use 15 litre steels pumped up to 232 bar. And here we are arriving at the Zainab. The guys are getting ready. They're as keen as mustard today because I've not even shot the wreck. You'll see me in a minute just locating the wreck. When I go off, I don't use the steering wheel, I just use the 2 engines. I find I can maneuver the boat much easier that way. We always shot the wreck first, so we know where it is before we drop the anchor. So this was a spectacular day, amazing visibility, and this is why I'm putting another video of the Zainab up. This is the stern and the prop. You know, we still have some particles in the water, but the vis well in excess of 10 meters, and you know, we just don't get that vis all of the time. So I wanted to show you the wreck again because it is quite a big wreck, and so give you a better idea of how to dive her. I did make an earlier video, as I said in the introduction, and I encourage you to go and look at that. The Zainab's one of the most popular shipwrecks in Dubai. I think she was built in 1969, but she's got a bit of a history, and I go over it in more detail in my earlier video. She was suspected of illegal oil smuggling, and in April 2001 she actually sunk. We're not sure if she was scuttled or not. There was about 500 tons of oil spilt. Thankfully it wasn't an environmental disaster. More on that in my earlier video. You can penetrate the wreck, but remember, you know, you should at least be an advanced open water diver and wreck certified. But you can see here, you can see all of the superstructure. She does lie on her starboard side, but there's lots of places you can go in and come out. There's lots of big easy entries and exits. Of course, remember to have a torch and a backup torch. Your buoyancy's got to be spot on because these will sill top if you drop down and use your fins. So there's Stevie just having a look. He'll be going in for shore. So just really nice visibility. So you see, we never get viz like this where you can see the superstructure. And also the Dubai volunteer dive team have been on the wreck and cleared a lot of the nets from the mast and forward section. They've still got to go back and clear some of the nets from the stern, which are right on the stern. Which when I looked at it before, I hadn't seen those nets, so I just told them it was on the mast. And here's our mission for the dive. Why do we go back to the Zainab? Because we found 3 anchors there, which we wanted to recover: a traditional Emirati fishing boat type anchor, a little sand anchor, and we also found an Admiralty anchor, which may have come off a fishing dhow or something. So we decided we'll recover those because they're always useful. This wreck always has nice yellow bar angelfish, and these are not Arabian angelfish, they're yellow bars. I did do a video on the difference between the two. We don't get Arabian angelfish this far north. You've really got to go down to the Egyptian Red Sea before you start seeing them. This is one of the lifeboats right off the stern. Now, wasn't that good footage? You know, I always say to people, we don't get great visibility in Dubai, but every now and again, if we plan it right, with regards to the tides, and we dive when it's a very low tidal coefficient, we seem to get better visibility, and every now and again we get really good visibility. We've got 2 videos under production: the jumbo wreck, which I'd never dived before. I'd looked for it, I finally got some coordinates, and that, although it's turned turtle in one section, has got a nice stern end, and it's in an area which is rocky and coarse sand, so the visibility is fabulous for us. It's not Red Sea, it's not Florida, but it's really good viz. So we've got that one under editing. We also dived the Dara recently, which is probably our most historic wreck. In the 60s, it was subject to a bomb, and it's believed to be a terrorist attack, and we dived that recently, and we had really good visibility, and we're producing a video stern to bow. We swam along the whole wreck, and it was fantastic. We had no current, and because the Dara is off Umm Quwain and closer to the Straits of Hormuz, you can have really strong currents on there. We get strong currents anyway, but the Dara is renowned. So if you drop on her when it's strong, you know, you're fighting against the current going down. You can then usually find some in the lee. So that's coming up within the next couple of weeks, the Dara. So please hit the subscribe and like button so you don't miss those videos. We're also now started on the East Coast, the Fujairah coast, and there'll be some videos coming up of some of the small wrecks there and some of the reef sites. So thanks for watching. See you next time.